Hello there! We've been waiting for you!
Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Attention, all true believers. Marvel Comics is on the air.
A friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality.
Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we're here. Happy Monday. All right. So, Robbie said it was cold where you are?
It is. Yeah. It's in the 40s today. And like just a few days ago, it was like 90 degrees. So a big shift in swing. And this is why we get tornadoes, man.
Yeah, that's true. To anyone that is living in the South, I don't know where exactly. I know Kentucky's been hit with the floods. Oh, my God. Like, a kid, 11-year-old kid, got washed away walking to school, to the school bus stop. I mean, that's serious. I mean,
it's terrible.
You know, I mean, I doubt the parents thought that was possible. Otherwise, why would they let their kid walk to the bus stop, right? And I got to admit, why in the hell wouldn't you close school? You obviously got a weather-related problem. Okay, I know some towns will close school because there's 2 inches of snow and school shut down. All right, if you're in an area where it's bad enough where a flash flood could come washing down the street, wash away a kid waiting for a school bus, why in the hell is school open that day?
Yeah, no kidding. You know, a lot of people like complain and they're like, you know, back in my day, they didn't close school so frequently or so often, including myself, you know, like there would be snow and they would we'd still be at school. But now, at least in my area, if there's the threat of severe weather, if there's the threat of snow, that's enough for them to shut it down. And this instance is a really good reason why. Better safe than sorry, right?
No, I'll say this. I think, Corey, so it happened around you? Oh, man, dude. So I think back, and I've heard that old saying, people say, it's kind of that old person kind of thing. You know, back in my day, I used to walk, to school uphill in the snow both ways. I think that memory starts to play a kind of a game with you, because now when I think back and I try to be objective, I don't remember us being off more or less than they are today. What I do remember, though, was, when my daughter was going to school, 8 years old, geez Louise. When I was going to school and when my daughter was going to school, the way we checked for snow days was very different. Okay. For me, you'd be sitting there in front of the TV, the local news station, and you'd be watching that crawl. And you didn't want to get up. You didn't want to eat breakfast. You didn't want to take a leak, because if you missed it, you got to wait until it goes all the way back around before you could see, your school's name, because it went alphabetically. Now, of course, when my daughter was in school, I could go online and check the website, and I didn't have to depend on news for it. So that's the one big difference that I noticed. But I remember being off for a week there was a week where we had such heavy snow. It was ridiculous. And I remember it being off the entire week and so disappointed when they opened school up again. Yeah, CJ, I agree. It's like what they do in Boston or Maine is going to be different than what they do in Florida. Okay. I was in Atlanta early in my career, and it was snowing long before 9/11. And there was maybe an inch on the ground. Okay. If that. And I thought, Robbie Roach, what's up? And I'm watching the news in my hotel room, and I'm watching this commuter bus slide sideways down the highway. I mean, literally. And then I'm driving to the airport the next day. It stopped snowing. There was still a little bit of snow on the ground. The taxi driver was driving so slow that I was afraid I was going to miss my flight. I actually said to him, look, dude, you want to pull over and let me drive? Okay. And then you take it, because I'm like, dude, we don't need to be going 15. All right. There is hardly any snow on the road. Speed. And what was amazing is everyone around him was driving around the same speed. I'm like, are you people kidding me? My tires could be bald and I could drive faster than this in an inch of snow. Okay. And there wasn't even an inch on the ground. So, and I understand in the South, they don't keep as much salt. They don't have as many plows, that kind of thing. That I certainly understand. But still, there comes a point where, come on, man, are you kidding me with this?
Yeah. So like we used to I remember when I was a kid, school would get closed for snow and everything. And just like you said, you wake up, you make it to the local news station waiting for the crawl. I'd be waiting for the H's for Huntsville City Schools. And if you didn't see your name, you'd be like, man, I guess I got to go get ready now. And no Price is Right for me today. But we didn't really do it for severe weather, right? But we because there was a tornado that came in through my town in 1989. I was in 3rd grade, and I remember everybody's in the hallway doing that duck and cover thing. Kids are crying. Everything's going nuts. That was a wild day. I was 3rd grade, but that was the very first time I remember. It was the first time in my lifetime that a tornado had actually come into my town, right? It caused a lot of damage. My mother and uncles had a story when they were in elementary school and middle school in 1974. There were 4 tornadoes that came through the town, and in their school, while they were there, ripped the roof off of the school. And so down here, they do not play anymore. If it seems like there might be a potential for a tornado outbreak,
and that's smart. They
just go ahead and cancel it. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Because then you got people coming to try to pick up their kids during it. You got it got all kinds of crazy chaos when that stuff goes on.
It's so weird how much the weather has changed. So we never got tornadoes here. It was something you watch on the news that happened in the Midwest, trailer parks. Now we have tornadoes that hit here. There was one, I kid you not, this was years ago, but one hit in this town that not far from this office, right in the parking lot. It flipped a car over. And I remember on a Saturday, my daughter and I drove here to take a look at the car, and it was on its roof. Okay. It was just, now these things are happening, and that's really weird. We never used to get that ever.
Yeah. Yeah. The times they are changing, right? And the weather patterns and all that kind of stuff, it gets crazier. It's get crazier and crazier year to year is what it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like,
to answer your question, Mark, I think I remember he's going to be at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. I don't think I remember him charging for signatures. Of course, he's really blown up nowadays, and a lot of people are selling his signature online. So I don't know what his current thing is, but usually it was if you bought a print or a book, it came with a signature. But then again, Mark's my homie. He's never charged me for a signature, so I don't really know how it works. I'll have to ask him.
It's weird. Good point. The one disadvantage kids have today is now all of a sudden you don't get a snow day.
It's not a snow day. It's a webcam day, right?
Right. Exactly. You have to go to school remote. So that's so I feel bad for them, because back in my day, a snow day, that's it. You had something to do. You had a test. Nope. Not today. You don't.
Yeah, that's when you just claim Comcast, like Jay says, right? Sorry, teach, I got Comcasted.
So you may have noticed, if you're watching carefully, Christina, what's going on? All right, we're going to do shout outs in a second, but I am hoping, fingers crossed, we will have no Comcast issues tonight. Why? Old laptop, new laptop. So IT replaced the laptop. This one is much more modern. So I suspect that part of the problem we were having was the age of the laptop. We'll find out. So fingers crossed.
That's awesome, man. I'm super happy for you. You worked hard for that new laptop.
And he threw in a mouse. Even better.
No more of that little. I hate the mouse pads on laptops, man.
I hate that.
I can't stand
it. This one is so much faster. I can just feel it. You know what I mean? What's up, Jay?
I just want to say for everybody, let's give it up for Rex and his new laptop.
Yes, sir. We're modernizing. This one's only about 6, maybe 7 years old.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's do shout outs. Let's see. All right. Preston in the house first. Triple B. CJ. Mr. Nope. Corey. Yeah, I can't believe that story, Corey. That poor kid. His parents, I mean, they got to be. I can't even imagine. They have got to be the kind of guilt that, as a parent, the regret that they must have. I can't even imagine that kind of pain. I really can't. I can imagine getting my arm cut off. I couldn't imagine that kind of pain. But again, I have to go back. Why in the hell wouldn't you close schools that day? I mean, it's pretty bad if a flash flood can come roaring down the street and sweeping an 8-year-old kid away. I mean, come on, people. What's the worst thing that happened in snow? You get in a car accident at worst. Okay.
Yeah, the rain was pretty crazy here in North Alabama, but we weren't even in the path of all those storms like Tennessee and Kentucky and whatnot. So I can't even imagine how bad it was.
I was just reading about it, like 5 inches in a day. I mean, that's nuts. That's crazy. All right. So let's see. Who else? Mr. Nope, I said hi to. Marcus, what's up, buddy? Triple B, I said hello to. Leonard, Big, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. Johnny Sanchez, what's going on, bud? Ed Weird, of course. Alberto. Let's see. Did I miss anyone? I don't think so. Ryan Riley, what's up, man?
Oh, and Becky just popped up. How you doing?
Bar Lord. Let me see. Preston, what's up, man?
While everybody's filling in the room, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, everybody, and share the stream. It really helps us out.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
In fact, a like and a share helps better than actual solid commentators and content creators, right, Rex? Because it's just me and you, buddy.
It is today. John is not feeling too well.
Oh, man. Get well, John. It's really because Dynamite doesn't have any new comics this week. So he was like,
"Hey, is that weird?" Yeah, I you know what? Now that you say something, it does seem to be interesting how he misses on days I don't have the new comics of the week.
Yeah.
Christina Payne, I said hello to. Becky Bay, what's up? And Robbie Roach, of course. You now have a mud pool. Yeah, we've gotten rain. So now, all right. So my daughter's car, the never ending saga, right? So I replaced the caliper. Happened again. Turns out the brake line was clogged. So got that replaced. Everything was going okay. Then I went to meet her and her fiance for like early dinner, late lunch, whatever you want to call it. And they're running late. And all of a sudden I get a call. Now the car is stalling all of a sudden at a light. So I had to call the mechanic again. It's sitting in the driveway at my house. And of course, today, rain all day. So the only problem with he's very reasonable, very honest. He does good work. The only problem is he doesn't actually have a shop. So you are kind of dependent on the weather. So it's been rainy. It's been cold all day. So we tried to wait it out. It's supposed to end at noon. Then it was supposed to end at 1. Then it was supposed to end at 2. It is still drizzling outside right now. And it is 6 p.m. So, Triple B, I think so. That is not something editorial and release of the Dynamite line is not quite up my alley. So I think I should have, but next week we'll probably have all 3 weeks. Triple B, this is a problem, okay? If I was going to buy a car for her, it should have been last year. But this car, it keeps nickel and diming. It's almost like, okay, once I get this fixed, everything's fine. Once it gets this fixed, everything's fine. So now I've put new brakes on the driver's side, rotors, and a new caliper twice with the rotors and pads. Let's see. Yeah, I replaced the brakes and rotors twice in the last year because of the problem. Brake line, shocks, struts. So now I'm so far into it. It's almost like one more. Okay. But it just feels like every time I turn around, there's one more. Okay. And my daughter is so bad at explaining. So I asked her, did it stall? Because everything she described to me indicates a stall, right? But like she said, I pushed on the gas, nothing happened. All the warning lights came on. I go, was the engine off? And she says, no. Yeah, turns out she was wrong. Because after we ate, we drove the car back to my house. And of course, it stalled on the way back to my house, all 7 miles. But it was like, how could you not know the engine wasn't on? So she makes me nuts, but whatever. So I'm kind of at a point now where I've put so much into it that I almost kind of don't want to because I won't get my money back. Oh, Alberto, poor kid. So, oh man. Bar Lord, I don't think so. I wish it was something that simple, but the mechanic is coming out tomorrow. So then, on top of everything else, right? So I'm gonna get it replaced on my car. So I go to watch a couple of former players of mine that both play varsity at the one high school. Go to the game, and there's the concrete parking pylon, right? And I don't know what happened. I was there for about 3 hours, getting my car, getting ready to leave. The person in front of me, head-to-head parking, pulled away. So I figured, drive through. Okay. And I drive, and the car stops. I feel it hit the concrete block. And I'm like, oh, man, did I do that? So as I back off, I tore off something, one part of the debris shield. So I was on the phone with my mechanic yesterday anyway, asking him because I found the parts. Like, it's not expensive, but someone's got to put it in for him. And don't you know, I got to call him 2 hours later because of my daughter's car. Has not been a good weekend. You know what? I have a Mazda and I love this car. I mean, it is just, unless you do stupid crap like what I did yesterday, Sunday, or was it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. That was just stupid. So right now, I'm not going to buy a new car. It really is. Robbie, it's not like that. They're exactly the same age. He has just started his new job. He was going to buy a new car, but I don't think he's doing it now. So he has a car that he was gifted to by his mom. For me, it's like, I wanted to take more and more responsibility, but both of them are young. They're just starting out. So I don't want to put any more expenses on them. Although I kind of feel like they spend too much money. They go out to eat all the time. Okay.
They're buying eggs left and right.
So we go to this place. It's a new hip thing in our area, and I love it. I've been eating it for years, but they do this combination hot pot Korean barbecue place, right? We walk in there, and she knows the waiters. They both do. Okay. They don't even look in the menu, and she's just rattling stuff to order. I'm like, how many times do you come here? I'm packing lunch to come to work. How often do you come here? Oh, and she goes, not often. I go, then how does he know your name? The waiter. And how do you know what's on the menu without looking at the menu? And she couldn't answer that question because I'm getting ready to spend more money on a car. I was kind of pissed off. It's like,
speaking of which, we just got a Del Taco in my area. It was the first time I've had Del Taco. I had it twice this week. I'm quite the fan of Del Taco. For fast food, Tex-Mex, I was pretty pleased. I thought it was comparable, if not slightly more interesting than Taco Bell, at least in my area. So I liked it. Del Taco. Any Del Taco fans out there? Throw it up.
I've read about them. They're from the West Coast, aren't they?
Yeah, they were always out there. They're like the California Taco Bell, basically, right? But we just finally got one. And then today we get the news that they're building the building now for the Hattie B's Nashville hot chicken that's going to be in our area, which,
gotcha.
Oh, I love Nashville hot chicken. The spicier, the better. So I cannot wait.
Let me ask you, do you have a Cane's chicken near you?
We do not, no. I always hear about them, though, but we don't have any of those. We just got our first Culver's not too long ago as well. My little town's growing up, Rex.
So, no, I was curious because I believe Cane's has all of a sudden exploded around this area. Okay. And I got to be honest with you. When they first opened, there was a line of cars trying to get in. I went there finally. It was okay, but I wouldn't line up for it. I wouldn't wait in line. Their secret sauce was nyeh.
Yeah, I hear it's just like every other chicken's place's secret sauce, I'm a big Zaxby's guys. So we got Zaxby's here.
I tried that when I was in Florida. I thought that was pretty good. But again, it's chicken fingers and fries. I mean, yeah.
How hard can that be?
Yeah, exactly. Is my point. I'm like, why is everybody talking about this?
That's why the Nashville hot chicken places are better. We had a couple. We didn't have a Hattie B's, though. That's like, I guess, the main one that broke out in Nashville that everybody's obsessed with. They're really good. We used to have this one. I can't remember what it's called. Big Shakes or something, but they closed both of those down. But they would have the super spicy chicken and the catfish and all that stuff. And
catfish.
Pretty good. Oh, yeah, dude. The super hot catfish is great. I love it.
Oh, man.
I want my nose to be running, my face to be red. That's what I like.
Alberto, we do two things here on this show. We sell comics and we talk about food. That's what we do. Okay.
Sometimes we'll throw in a little pop culture rambling in there too.
Yeah, every now and again. Okay. But that's what we do here. So I'm sorry, Alberto, because I'm starting to make myself hungry because now I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for dinner after the show. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Marcus, I will be honest with you. There have been a couple of local places that have opened up, especially hot dog joints around me. And one is like Kitchen 154. It's a real weird name, but they actually source all of their meat from a farm that they own in this area. So all their hot dogs are formed from their farm.
What's up?
Hey, Amy. Did you all turn your forms in? I'm just asking because before.
No. Yes, that was one of the things I was going to say. So
God help. God
you're
help
way ahead
me.
of me.
No, I'm just anticipating. What you got there?
Well, I thought people would want to see this. First up, hi, Robbie. How are you?
Hi, Amy. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So our good pal CJ sent Nick a present. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, yes, I did. I saw it on Friday.
CJ, we had to show it off.
Yeah. Nick gets a throne.
Is it? Can you guys see it through the plastic?
Barbarucci. I love it. That's great.
Why don't you scan it? and send it to Jay.
Oh, it's kind of open. Hang on. I'm being very careful with it, but look at that.
Nick's looking jacked, man. Look at that.
I'd say he took some CJ took some artistic freedom there. I'm with Alberto.
Was CJ the one who made your book?
Yes, I didn't get to sit on the throne. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Why are you laughing? All right, so Jay reminded me it was 1 minute.
But but CJ, great job. Like we want
Yeah,
to show off your work.
it's a great job. But again, I'm a little bit hurt. He gets thrown. I don't. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our first break. And when we get back, we will talk about the giveaways.
Like the video, by the way.
Oh yeah, like the video.
Tell your friends about it.
Turn in your forms. Yeah, all that good stuff. All right, so go ahead, Jay. Take us to our first break, if you would.
Order Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
We're back. All right, so last week's comments winner gotta be Stevie B. I didn't see him in the room, but it was his birthday last week, so gonna give it to him. So Stevie B, Transformers #1, 125 ratio by Cliff Chang, and happy birthday when you see this. All right, the giveaway of the night is Edge of Spider-Verse #3, 125 ratio, Ricky Yagawa. All right, and the hashtag will be, as always, EXP Monday, all lowercase. All right, there we go. So Robbie, what is the movie of the night?
Oh man, tonight is one of the biggest regrets of my YouTube career. We are doing Double Dragon from 1994. I hadn't seen this movie since it first released on the VHS back at my rental store, and I thought it'd be fun to dive back in, and man, I was sorely mistaken, but it should be a fun conversation. But I will tell you, this will be the second and final time I watch this movie. It is terrible. It is terrible. There's a reason no one remembers it or talks about it.
The other lead, the guy in the red, that guy that was in John Wick.
Yeah, he's in John Wick. He's been in a bunch of, what's his name? What's his name? Mark Dacascos. Yes.
Dacascos. There you go.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
He's a great martial artist, but he doesn't get to really do anything in this one. And Scott Wolf, ugh.
Yeah,
movie, like, I thought, we've covered some dumb movies on my show, and they're usually fun to revisit, like Robot Jocks or Van Damme's Cyborg or Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. This movie just blows. It blows about as much as All New Venom #5. So there you go.
So I remember his character in John Wick. I thought his character in John Wick was really good. It was kind of a weird kind of fanboy.
Which one's he in? He's in like 2 or 3 or something like that, right?
Yeah. He was the sushi chef.
Oh, yeah, he's the Iron Chef too, as Marcus says. He was in the American reboot of the Iron Chef. He was the host of that, wasn't he?
So, yeah, I don't remember that, but I gotta tell you, that character, he's bald. That character really fit. This kind of fanboy who wants to kill you. That was so I hear the John Wick spinoffs are what's one is ballet dancer or something like that, or
ballerina. That one's out this summer. I'm very, very excited for it.
And then there's another one that's coming, right?
Is there? I know there's that one, and then they just announced John Wick 5, which is surprising because spoilers, John Wick kind of dies at the end of 4. So I guess he's not quite dead yet. Yeah, Anna de Armas. Yeah, she's going to be great. Yeah. She was in one of those movies too. I don't remember which one, but her character was in one of those movies. So
hold on.
I know they did the Continental, but I've never watched that. So I don't know if
I watched it. It was okay. Let me see. I gotta look now.
Gwen Stacy would have been a better pick, Storm Shadow.
So ballerina, and then I swear I could.
I know they're doing something animated too that they announced. Cinecon. They had a lot of reveals. John Wick was a bunch of those reveals, and of course they had that first early look of Superman, which I thought looked absolutely amazing, and I know Jay thought it looked great too. So, but as Rex would say, just release the damn movie. Well, we're almost there, Rex. We're almost there.
Please, like Superman. When did we start talking about that?
Probably 2 years ago.
Dear God, just release the damn movie. All right, let's get started with the sketch covers. All right, so as always, we got the Dynamite 10-pack readers set. 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, we got it for $5 to the group. And then, of course, we have the DF Mystery Box. 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 Signed, 1 Exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed. We used to sell for $100. Tonight, we've got it for $85. You're not going to find a better deal for the Mystery Box than on this show. All right, so the new sketch covers. Okay, TJ says John Wick 5 is a look back at the relationship between John and Winston.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, so now they're doing the Saw thing where they killed Jigsaw in the 3rd movie, and then they're like, man, we got to make 7, 8 more of these things. What are we supposed to do?
Go back in time.
What if we just keep going back? This is the first time he had laid traps out for people. Oh, you thought that was the first time? There was a time before that.
All right, so the new sketch covers. Batman number 357 with Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have for $65 tonight.
I like Batman with the short ears. I've always liked that look, like the David Mazzucchelli Batman from year 1. I love, and I like the stylized Tim Sale Kelly Jones giant ears, but it seems more practical to have the smaller ears so that somebody doesn't just grab you and like work it their way with you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a fighter, you don't have long hair. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need somebody to have that advantage of like being able to grab.
I think you're overthinking a little bit.
Maybe. I like the short ears. John Wick can have long hair. He don't care. He's that BA.
All right. So next up, we got Thor #1. I love this one with Daredevil cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger. Look at this one. It's got to be one of his best pieces. I really like this one. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
How's the show been as it's been going? I haven't watched a single episode yet.
I watched the first 2. Haven't been able to get past that. Haven't really tried, to be honest.
I'm hearing mixed things from people, Rex. I hear some people just love it and other people don't. But like with most things nowadays, nobody's in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's like, it's all right. Everybody's like, it's the worst or it's the best.
I got to be honest. I am in the middle because I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So at some point I will go back and watch it, but there's no sense of urgency for me to do so. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, call it what you will. I don't get home and like feel this need. I got to watch this. It's like Craven. Although, you know, I have no opinion about Craven, although everyone's bashed it.
Did you watch it? Did you wind up watching it last week?
Nope. Just didn't.
Good for you, Rex.
I didn't. I'm going to watch it, dude. I am going to watch it. But I just feel like, you know, I get ready to turn it on. And something in the back of my head says, you know, everyone says this sucks. Do you really want to waste 2 hours? And then I find something else. And I end up watching old Star Trek for 2 hours.
Yeah. Or more Miami Vice, maybe. That would be right.
I can't find the channel again, man.
Oh, man.
I'll say 2 things real fast.
Go ahead.
For Daredevil, I think if you're, I don't want to say bored, but if the episodes aren't catching you right, wait till it's done and just binge them. I think it would be better served as a bingeable thing like it was on Netflix. 2, for Craven, Jenna and I liked Craven. But I also believe Craven doesn't need Spider-Man. You could take Craven out of the Marvel universe, stick him in the DC universe, and he could be anybody's villain. I think a lot of people are stuck on the fact that this is a universe that's supposed to be Spider-Man villains, but there's no Spider-Man. And I get why people don't like it because of that. But to me, Craven could be anybody's bad guy. So we liked it for what it was. It was kind of weird, but
okay. Again,
if you go into it kind of like an Elseworlds kind of thing where Spider-Man doesn't exist in Craven's universe, we thought it was good. Definitely better than like Morbius and stuff like that. So
does he get bitten by a radioactive lion? Is that what's going on?
See,
in this movie?
I thought that too. You know what? When we watched that movie, I told Jenna, I said, you know what? That trailer made it look a lot dumber than it was because it's not a radioactive lion. It's some kind of serum he's given after he's attacked by a lion.
Okay.
Trust me, Robbie, I thought the same thing, man. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Radioactive lions?
The trailer made it look like he got some lion blood in him and he like Charlie Sheened out and he was just going crazy or something.
Charlie Sheened out. So, read the plot on Wikipedia. All right, so TJ, I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if you get the channel where you are. It is a antenna channel. It's called Heroes and Icons. But they recently started showing classic Hawaii Five-0. So I've actually watched a couple episodes, and that actually holds up well over the test of time.
It's got a great theme song. I'll tell you that. It's not up there with Knight Rider or Airwolf, but it's got a great theme song.
Yeah, but no,
aren't they the ones that's like dun 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 dun? Yeah.
Well, I used to watch it every week. That was one of my mom's favorite shows. So,
didn't they do a reboot of it like not too long ago with the Daniel Day Kim from Lost? Didn't they?
Wait, what's this?
It's Scott Caan and
yeah, that was the new one.
Yeah. Okay. How was that good?
I watched a few episodes. Becky, answer your question. I have not, and I meant to follow with her today because they were supposed to come in last week, but my day got away from me, so I will definitely do it tomorrow. All right, so I will find out, buddy. The new one, I watch a few episodes here and there. It hit me like Magnum PI, the new one. I was like, not the same.
They did a new Magnum PI? I didn't even remember. I didn't even know that.
They did.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jay Hernandez, right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, from Hostel?
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad?
and what's the butler's name? Higgins. Higgins is a woman, a hot woman that he's having an affair with. It just totally was like, what?
Why don't they remake the good shows like Mr. Belvedere, y'all? Come on.
Facts of life.
No.
So, yeah, Barlord, I kind of agree that show was unique for what it was at the time that it was, and it all fit. And they really can't. I'm sorry, it's not good. I couldn't get into it. It's not any one thing I can point to. It's not like the acting is bad. Okay. The woman Higgins is pretty hot. But, and she can act. But it was just something. Yeah, thank you, Marcus. It's just that they changed enough of the core of what it was. He was a guy who, lived in the guest house of a famous friend, and it just worked. This one doesn't work. I don't know. Call it what you will. And Higgins is some sort of MI5 or something like that, MI6 or something like that. Just didn't work. Wait, The Quick and the Dead. Tom Selleck was not in that, Corey.
No, yeah. We
Quickly Down Under.
We talking about Quickly Down Under. Yeah.
Yeah, Quickly Down Under.
Quick and the Dead is like Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman, Sharon Stone, Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, that was a kind of a hip Western. It was
Sam Raimi film, dude. It's actually I want to dive back in. I was just talking with a friend about that because he was watching a bunch of Gene Hackman movies since he passed, and he was talking about that.
The Dead, Corey. I never knew that.
There's one from 1987, but I see Sam Elliott. I don't see Tom Selleck.
Yeah, dude. Not every white guy with a mustache is the same guy. Yeah, so that's The Quick and the Dead, and the other one is called. Is the other one called The Quick and the Dead? Yeah, The Quick and the Dead. 2 movies. Wow, interesting.
I did not know that. I like Sam Elliott.
Best
role.
He's also in Roadhouse.
Roles, but Roadhouse. That was the best role, I thought.
Roadhouse and his little tiny role as the narrator in The Big Lebowski, right? Like,
oh, that's right.
So amazing. I like your style, dude. Give me one of them sarsaparillas.
All right, so we'll throw another book up there before we have to go to our second break. Quickly Dead. I don't know. Is there? All right, so next up we got Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt with Silver Surfer cover sketch by John Pleak. And I think you got Galactus in the background there.
Yeah, Galactus riding that cloud like that dude in Mario World 4 in the cloud throwing things at you, man. That's what they need to do in the Fantastic Four movie. Galactus just riding a cloud, throwing heralds down at people. Spiky ones.
So when we get back, I want to talk about Minecraft. Has anyone seen that movie? I've heard not so great things about it.
I have not seen it, but Storm Shadow, dude, Lonesome Dove. I love Lonesome Dove. Robert Duvall, Tommy Lee Jones.
Right. I remember that one.
Stuff. Yeah.
I remember that one. That was a mini series though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A mini series. I got it on Blu-ray. They did a couple of them, right? They did Return to Lonesome Dove. I don't know about those ones, but
Robert
Danny Glover's
Duvall,
in that, right?
Who else was in there?
What's that?
In that movie. Who else was in that movie?
The guy
Robert
who was
Duvall.
there was the dude from Silver Spoons was in it, right? Like Ricky Schroeder or whatever. But
Oh,
then
yeah, that's right.
who this guy who played his dad in that movie? He was on that show Spencer or something.
Was
maybe?
it was the guy
Robert
from
Urich.
Men in Black?
Robert Urich, Robbie.
Robert
Spencer
Urich,
for Hire?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, was the guy from Men in Black in it?
Tommy
What
Lee
was his
Jones.
name? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones is in it, and Robert Duvall. They're the two big guys in it. Diane Lane's in it. Chris Cooper. Yeah,
I
Robert
remember
Urich.
Diane Lane.
Yeah, Danny Glover.
Yeah, that was good.
Angelica Houston. What a man! I got that
Yeah,
on Blu-ray. I need to
that's
pull
right.
that back out. That's so good. Yeah, Spencer for Hire. That's the show I was trying to think of.
He was Robert Urich. He was Vegas, that show Vegas. He had that convertible Thunderbird.
Oh, I never saw that.
He was a PI. Yeah, I remember watching that. All right, so we're going to take our second break. We'll be right back. Hang out, and then we will get to the rest of the books.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. That'd be really great, thanks.
Hey, we're back. All right. Robert Urich, he got his start in the TV show SWAT.
SWAT.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
There's my copy. I had to go grab it just to prove to everybody that I wasn't lying.
So SWAT was around when I was in the third grade.
That movie SWAT, is it based on that show?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Nothing. It was another really bad remake.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Okay.
That's that Starsky and Hutch era that you always like to talk about.
Yes, yes. He tried to remake that, and it's brutally bad. They've never gotten it right. And SWAT, who's the lead actor in the movie?
Who was? I feel like Colin Farrell and LL Cool J
Colin
were in
Farrell.
that movie. Okay.
Is it me or every remake that Colin Farrell makes sucks?
RoboCop, right?
RoboCop.
Is he in RoboCop?
No, he wasn't RoboCop.
No,
It
Total
was,
Recall. That's what he's in, right?
Total Recall. That's right.
Total Recall. Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily him. I think he's a good actor. It's just that whatever. Every time they made a remake with Colin Farrell, the script is just brutally bad.
You didn't like Miami Vice?
Yeah.
I like Miami Vice, though. I do
Dude,
like
compared
Miami
to the show, no way. Not even close.
Not compared to the show, but I think for what it was.
You're remaking it from the show, so I'm going to compare it to the show.
At least it was Michael Mann doing it. That's what I liked about it.
Well, he lost it. Somewhere down the line, he lost it. Okay.
Rex, I'm on your side with this, man, only because when they made a rated R, basically Dukes of Hazzard, I couldn't believe it. Like, how do you make Dukes of Hazzard?
Johnny
R-rated?
Knoxville, right? From the Super Junior guy? Yeah.
That kind of at least held on to the spirit of the show. You know what I mean?
It
was goofy, irreverent, in that sense. But with SWAT and everything else, it kind of changed it, the whole premise. Call it what you will. I don't know. It was bad.
I'm right there with Bar Lord. At least Michael Mann was the one involved. I actually like it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
At least he didn't set it in the 80s and be super cheesy. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of remakes are these remakes that are, like, way too tongue-in-cheek, where they, like, oh, we're so, like the Brady Bunch movie, and stuff like that. And, like, those movies are fun, I guess, for what they are. Oh, man, we should have done a Brady Bunch movie instead of Double Dragon for tonight. Man, well,
next time.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, yeah, Manhunter's great. I love Michael Mann. Michael Mann's one of my favorite directors. Thief, which I watched for the first time this year, is brilliant. Manhunter is amazing. Heat, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Ah, good stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, let me see. Steve Vendetta. Yeah, that's a good point. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think that movie was okay, but I think it went kind of south when because one of the leads was what's his name?
Armie Hammer.
Yeah, Armie Hammer. And when he took a dump, that was the end of the movie. It had no shot. So, but I thought that was actually okay. That wasn't too bad. But again, the show was part of my childhood. So I even had the little toy car, the Matchbox car. It had a little missile you could shoot from the engine. So, yeah, that was a cool show.
Yeah, and Barlord, I don't know about the Heat sequel. I know that Michael Mann has written it as a novel, right? And the plan is to make it, but I don't really know anything about it other than the fact that they're doing it. So,
Steve, I don't know which show that is. This Man Your Uncle. That I don't know. I thought you were talking about the Man from Uncle. Yeah, I know. It was a corgi car. That's correct, CJ. And the trunk was in the front. So we'd shoot out a missile. Yeah, I guess it did. Steve.
It went over my head too, Rex. Don't feel bad.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It happens.
3 on that, y'all. 3 for 3, because I don't know what he's talking about either.
Robert, what's up, bud? Yeah, I have no clue. Sorry, Steve.
Is that a howdy or a Captain Howdy? That was an Exorcist reference. There you go.
All right, so moving on. Oh, anyone who just joined us, the giveaway of the night is Edge of Spider-Verse number 3, 125 ratio by Ricky Yagawa. Hashtag, as always, hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. Yeah, no, I realize that, Steve, but I'm sorry, bud. I didn't get the joke.
Yeah, Steve, that's actually your fault because this is a serious show. We take things very seriously. We get right to business. So obviously we weren't anticipating
that's a straight
the
up
joke.
lie right there. But, okay.
It's a joke, Rex.
I left my humor out in the parking lot. All right. So next up, we got showcase number 22 with Green Lantern cover sketch by Tony Scott. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
Green Lantern soon to be a TV show on I almost said WB. What's it? Max. Or is it Agent? What is it called now? Is it just called Max now? I don't know. They keep changing.
Yeah, it's just
Max.
called Max.
Okay, there you go.
Although
it's not DC Go anymore or whatever. Like what?
HBO Go Max Plus.
All right, so then we got Crisis on Infinite Earths with DC Crisis Monitor, cover sketch by Will Torres. This one's kind of cool.
That's too cold, man.
Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it tonight for $65.
The Monitor looks at Flash and says, "What did the five fingers say to the face?" And he goes, "What? Slap?" He goes, "No. Kill you and take you out of the multiverse. Completely erase you from existence." There you go.
Nick is in his office, Alberto, doing his thing. Yeah, Steve, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sure it's too subtle. I still don't get it.
Steve, it's too sophisticated for us, boss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to dumb it down for us. You really got to dumb it down. You're still way up there, man.
If you would have said something like, "This man's your uncle and he farts a lot," we'd have been like, "Oh, that's so funny."
No, I wouldn't get that either.
Rex would be like, "You mean the man from Uncle?" Like,
all right, so we did this last week, so I'm going to do it again. So I have older sketch covers, which I'll do for 40, 2 for 70. All right. All right. So first up, we got Batman number 428 with Batgirl cover sketch by Tony Scott. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we've got it tonight for $40.
I'm surprised we still have this one. Tony Scott does some good stuff. I was just showing off some of my books last night on my show. They're not in this stack. Never mind. I got a Blade from him. That's awesome. They're not there.
Yeah, I love his stuff. You know, he has a unique style, but, you know, he is excellent. All right. So next up, we have Superior Spider-Man with Rocket Raccoon, cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99. And we've got this one for $40. And again, the older ones, 2 for $70.
I prefer Batgirl with short hair. I mean, short ears, by the way, Preston. There it is. There's my Tony Scott Blade.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
From this very show, gifted to me by, oh, man, probably Corey. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. I need to write down who gives me what. But that's one of my favorite pieces from Tony Scott, so I'm glad I have it.
All right. And then we have Absolute Power number 1 with Batman cover sketch by our buddy Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $149.99. And we've got this one for $40, 2 for $70.
Very cool. Ken Hazer, you know we love him. He's been on the show a few times. Hope we get him on soon.
Yeah, he's been busy.
Yeah,
he got him doing all kinds of stuff. He did stuff for he's doing stuff for, I want to say Transformers, but that's wrong.
He's been doing some Transformers stuff, I know, right?
Yeah, he did some sketch cards. I know that. What is it he's working on? Shoot. Or
he's working on some Thundercats Powerpuff Girls that we can't talk about yet, maybe? That'd be cool.
Darkwing Duck. I think he was doing some covers for that.
Dude, those covers he did for the first run y'all did were great. They were all homages to like famous Batman covers. Those were
I'm always amazed about how quick he is and how he does so many things from memory.
Yeah, me too, man. It takes me like 5 years to do a CCA. So,
and counting. But I didn't know that he could do that until he came on the show. Because we were taking requests, and then he just started drawing. He didn't check on his phone. He didn't check online, nothing. So I was amazed. Then we'd see the finished product, and it was just amazing.
Yeah. His big mistake was coming up here and showing everybody how quick he could do it.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, more work. Give it to Ken. He can do it. All right. Next up, we got Batman Beyond #1 with Batman, Frank Miller, homage, cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail $149.99, and we have this one for $40 as well. And again, the older ones, 2 for $70. All right, and then we've got Batman #181 with Joker cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. It's just a retail $149.99. And we have this one for $40. Again, the older ones are 2 for $70.
This is a really dope cover. Somebody better snatch this up right now. And Dan's got
I'm
some good work.
amazed it's still here.
That's another Dan that I have. That's a Dan one I have that was gifted me by somebody, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was. Maybe Corey, maybe somebody else, but a reference to one of my favorite Eric Larson covers right there. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, Nick's still on Yelp. Nick's on Yelp giving steakhouses bad reviews. Is that what's going on? I love the chat's so funny sometimes, unless it goes over our head. You're too smart for us, Steve.
All right, so then the last one, Deadpool team up with #1 with Deadpool cover sketch by Will Torres. It's just a retail $149.99, and we have it for $40. So the older ones are 2 for $70.
My favorite part of this one is that obviously it's an homage to the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan going crazy with all the rings. But I love that he's even got the Wonder Woman tiara on. Like, it's hilarious.
Well, if you notice, he has Green Lantern's ring on.
And
Yeah,
Flash
I saw
earrings.
that.
The Flash too?
Flash earrings.
Nope, he's got
I
Flash
didn't notice
earrings.
that.
I think those might be more like Golden Age Flash or Shazam. Not quite. I don't know. Maybe.
So
He's also got
all
an
right.
Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but
Yeah, I saw that.
Where's that at,
was
Robbie?
obvious.
I also at first I thought those were Band-Aids that he was wearing too, and I thought that would be really funny.
All right, let's do a Rex Cap. All right, so giveaway of the night, Edge of Spider-Verse #3, 125 ratio by Ricky Yagawa. And the hashtag is EXP Monday, all lowercase. Then we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, we have it for $5 for the group. And then we had the DF Mystery Box, 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Guaranteed retail value $200. Usually sold it for $100. Permanent change to $85. So that's a deal.
This is one of the best deals you do every single week. This is one of the best deals that's out here. 2 CGC 9.8s, a Virgin cover, signed cover, an exclusive variant, and then 10 single issues.
Yep.
This is one of the best mystery boxes for as far as value goes that you're ever going to find. 2 CGC 9.8s will cost you well over $85. So
easily. You're right. All right. So next up, we got Batman #357 with Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail $149.99, and we have for $65.
TJ, you make jokes, but let me tell you something. I got a homie that every time we go to Waffle House, he orders the steak and eggs, and I look at him, I'm like, bruh, just get a pistol and play some Russian roulette. What are you doing, man?
I love Waffle House. I'm sorry.
But do you eat the steak from Waffle House, brother?
I've
Do you
had it
go to
before.
Waffle House and order a steak, or do you go to really?
Well, I
go to
only go to
I
Waffle
order a
House
patty
when I
melt
travel.
and some hash browns, man.
So you got to understand, I only go to Waffle House when I travel because the closest Waffle House to me is in Delaware. Okay, and that is the furthest one north. Yeah,
dude, here
It's
in
not big
Alabama,
up
you
here.
throw a dart and you'll hit a Waffle House.
So believe me, I love a Waffle House, but anytime we travel south, if I can find one, I'll hit one. You can ask my daughter when we used to travel for tournaments. If it was down south, she knew exactly where we were going for breakfast. If the hotel didn't serve a free breakfast every morning, my ass is at Waffle House.
Well,
I
please
went
tell
a
me that
couple
you didn't
times-
get your Waffle House steak and eggs medium rare. Just please tell me that.
Well, I don't normally get a steak because that's a little heavy for breakfast for me. So usually get the bacon or the sausage, but I have had the steak because I've been there for like lunch, like when we're driving. Because why not? It's Waffle House, man. But up here,
I'm a patty melt guy, and I get my hash browns scattered, covered, smothered,
I love
peppered,
it.
and topped. That's what I do.
I love their hash browns. But when I'm here in this area, dude, I live in the land of diners. You know, so it's like within this office, there has to be 3 or 4 diners I can identify.
Yeah.
So if a Waffle House was actually here, I have a Bob Evans near me too, Barloyd.
Now we don't have a Bob Evans.
I also have a Cracker Barrel near me. Used to have a Denny's, but all the diners shut Denny's
Yeah, we
down.
don't have a Denny's anymore, but we do have IHOP, and I am an IHOP fan. I've been going to the same IHOP my entire life. We also got a few other places that are like local. We got this place called City Cafe, one called Metro Diner, and they're pretty good too. So usually Waffle House is where I'm at. Usually the only time I go to Waffle House, Rex, is when it's like 3 a.m. and I've been drinking and someone's like, let's go get some food.
For me, it's when we travel, if we're on the road and we need something to eat and I really don't know, the highway signs say Denny's. I go, here we go. Let's pull off here. And it's relatively inexpensive. It's fast. Okay.
I remember Denny's having really good fries. I remember liking their seasoned fries. I do.
Who remembers Big Boys?
We never had one here, but I remember it because they had the big, like the dude, right? Like
the
kid,
big burger.
Yeah,
the big boy. So, but yeah,
I get bought out by Shoney's, right? Because Shoney's started using that mascot for a while. Now Shoney's is gone. Shoney's breakfast buffet was where it was at, y'all. And if anybody still has a surviving Shoney's, let me know because I'll be there.
I think I've been there once, maybe twice.
The Shoney's breakfast buffet, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. That used to be our thing. We'd go clubbing. We'd stay out partying until like 5 a.m. Then we'd go to Shoney's.
Yeah. When I was in college, Denny's was that place you go to.
Word.
In Virginia. Where is it CJ or TJ? In Fairfax, Virginia. So there was a Denny's not too far away from campus. And, when you're out partying and you were hungry, that's where we went. He didn't have a lot of diners. So, it's a little Bob. Oh, that's gross, TJ. All right. So then we had Thor #1 with Daredevil cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. Really like this one. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have it for $65. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt with Silver Surfer cover sketch by John Pleat with Galactus in the background. It's just a retail of $149.99. We have that one for $65. Then we have Showcase number 22 with Green Lantern cover sketch by Tony Scott. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65. And then we have Crisis on Infinite Earths with DC Crisis Monitor cover sketch by Will Torres. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65. Ponderosa, I remember that. Bonanza, York Steakhouse, I remember all of them.
I don't remember York, but we had a Bonanza, and it was my favorite place when I was a kid. I used to love going there and getting the salad bar. That Bonanza became a Ponderosa, and then now all those kind of places are pretty much gone in my area.
Yeah, the fast casual steak joints. I remember that. Sizzler? Anybody remember that?
There was one, was it Quincy? The Quincy Steakhouse or something like that? Oh, man.
I don't know.
There were so many Quincy's. Yeah, it was Quincy's. That was another one. It was the same type thing. Like you could go there, you could get a cheap steak, you could get a cheap entree, and it all came with like the free salad bar. And salad bars are my jam. When we were driving down to a MegaCon, we actually stopped at a Golden Corral, just kind of, we know it's going to be bad, but we got a 10-hour drive. Let's just go eat once and just like have some fun. So
My problem with Golden Corral was when it was in this area, I think it closed down. Too salty. Everything was way too salty. That was my one problem. Everything was just so loaded up on salt. I could feel my blood pressure rising as I would eat there. All right. So then we got Batman number 428 with Batgirl cover sketch by Tony Scott. It's one of the older ones, suggested retail of $149.99. And we have it for $40. And the older ones, 2 for $70. If you combine a newer one and an older one, I will do that. Let's see. I'll do that for $80.
Nice. TJ, not only do I remember the Wendy's salad bar, I remember that it was called the Super Bar, and they had like a pasta section, a Mexican section.
I remember
and a
that.
salad section, and I miss it so much. Yellow Wendy's was the best, y'all. Yellow Wendy's was the best.
Yeah, I remember that.
That stuff was so good. I used to go there and like make tacos and nachos and salads, and oh my goodness, I love it. When I was at that Golden Corral, it brought back a memory of the Wendy's Super Bar because they had like their taco section, right?
Right.
And I was just like, you tell me that somebody's got all you can eat, make your own tacos. I will be there all day, brother.
All right. So then we got Superior Spider-Man with Rocket Raccoon cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99. And we have it for $40 tonight. Then we have Absolute Power number 1 with Batman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $149.99. And we have this one for $40. Then Batman Beyond number 1 with Batman Frank Miller homage cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40. Then we have Batman number 181 with Joker cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40.
I love that they let Joker keep his pants in the asylum there.
It's a onesie, the straight jacket. All right. Then we got Deadpool Team Up number 1 with Deadpool cover sketch by Will Torres. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we've got it for $40. All right. So let's do the ratios. We have some new ones for this week. 2 of them I think I presented on Wednesday, I want to say. So, but I've got the rest of them all in the show. So let's take a look at those. First up, we got Godzilla versus Fantastic Four, number 1. 125 ratio by Iban Coelho. I've got multiples of this one. It's a 9.4, and I've got it for $8.
Yeah, I see a lot of stuff in the chat, man. The buffet kind of got wrecked a little bit by COVID, right? That's when our Golden Corral closed down and a bunch of buffets closed down around my area.
All right. So then we got G.I. Joe number 21. 110 ratio by Andy Kubert is a 9.4, and I have this one for $9.
Is this the facsimile of the original, the silent issue?
I don't know.
I think it might be.
Yeah, I get that one, Steve. All right. Then we have G.I. Joe number 21. 1:25 ratio foil edition by Ed Hannigan and Klaus Janson is a 9.4. And I got this one for $20.
Yeah, this is, as Marcus is saying, this is the facsimile that just got released of the Larry Hama classic silent G.I. Joe issue, which is amazing.
All right. And then for you aspiring artists out there, like CJ and Easy Go Lucky, haven't seen them in the house today. G.I. Joe number 21. I've got the blank variant, and I've got a cover price of $3.99.
Yeah, y'all are right. The Chinese buffet is still well in existence in every town across America.
All right. And then we have Absolute Green Lantern #1, 125 ratio by Martin Simmons. It's 9.4. And I've got this one for $17. All right, and then we got Absolute Green Lantern #1, 1 in 100 by Jan Hoy Lindsay. Is a 9.4, and we've got this for $60. And then Absolute Green Lantern #1, 1 in 50 ratio by Helena Marcellus. It's also a 9.4, and I've got this one for $20. And then G.I. Joe. Becky, which one? Because I got 3 different ones. So it's the 110, the 125, or the blank. So let me know, Becky. All right. So give Becky a sec.
Is that our first purchase of the night?
It is.
Man, we got everybody fiending for food. They're saving up for their Golden Corral buffet visit. Come on, y'all. Throw us some love.
All right. All right, let's keep going until Becky lets us know. All right, Absolute Green Lantern #1. It is the blank variant. Got this one for $5.50.
Come on, all you inspiring artists. You definitely want to pick this up so you can do some cool stuff.
All right, so Becky, yeah. So I'm going to read off the G.I. Joes again. So I have the G.I. Joe #21, 110 ratio by Andy Kubert. This one we have for $9. It's 9.4. Then we have G.I. Joe #21, 125 foil edition by Hannigan and Jansen. And I have that for $20.
Great cover, great issue, great facsimile. Definitely worth grabbing up.
All right. And then we got the blank variant of G.I. Joe #21. And that one we have for cover price at $3.99. All right. 110. Gotcha, Becky. No problem. All right. So let's do a quick, might as well do a quick Rex cap on the ratios. All right, here we go. So started with Godzilla versus Fantastic Four #1, 125 ratio by Iban Coelho. Easy, what's going on, buddy? I have some blank covers tonight. G.I. Joe and Absolute Green Lantern. So I'm getting to that in a second. All right, so then we got G.I. Joe #21, 110 ratio by Andy Kubert. I have that for $9. Then we have G.I. Joe #21, 125 ratio, foil edition by Hannigan and Jansen. Got that for $20. Then we got G.I. Joe #21, blank variant. I have that for cover price at $3.99. Then we have Absolute Green Lantern #1, 125 ratio by Martin Simmons. These are all 9.4s or higher, and got that for $17. So, Becky, you wanted G.I. Joe 110, right? I got you. All right. So then we got Absolute Green Lantern #1, 1/100 ratio by Janoy Lindsay. I have that for $60, and it's also a 9.4. Then Absolute Green Lantern #1, 1/50 ratio by Helena Marcellus. It's a 9.4, and I have that for $20. And then Absolute Green Lantern #1 blank variant. And I have that for $5.50. I do have multiples of the blanks. All right. So on to the back issues. Here. All right. Are we ready? Here we go. God of War, Fallen God #1. It's a 9.0 to a 9.2. And we have that for 15. Oh, you know what? Did we ever talk about Val Kilmer passing? Maybe we did.
We briefly mentioned it, but we didn't really dive into it.
Well, we might as well. So I have to admit, it affected me more than I thought it would. I was really sad when I read that because I realized that he was in most of the movies, claimed G.I. Joe and 2 Green Lanterns. You got it easy. I have to admit, it really affected me because he was in almost every movie in my youth. He was very hot in the 90s, if you remember.
Yeah, he's great. We were talking about Heat. He's amazing in that. He's great in Tombstone as Doc Holliday. One of the best cinematic performances of all time, in my opinion. He's amazing as Elvis, the imaginary Elvis, in True Romance. Of course, Top Gun, Real Genius. And honestly, I think he's undersung as a Batman. I think he's really great as Bruce Wayne and Batman in Batman.
I mean, the script of that movie was, but I thought he was a good Batman as well.
He was good. He was good. He had a good look.
Saint, that's right. Triple B.
Yeah, the Saint. That's the remake of the Roger Moore series, right? Yeah.
Right. It's just sad. You knew something was up with him. You heard about throat cancer.
Yeah.
You really didn't know. You really didn't know the extent of it until Top Gun Maverick came out.
Yeah. Oh, they pushed hard to get him to show up for that one too, man.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm very glad he did. But
he was so hot, Rex, until they did that Island of Dr. Moreau remake with Marlon Brando. That kind of like knocked him down. Oh, another great one. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr. He's amazing in that movie. So funny.
Well, I don't know how close the timeline is for him, being diagnosed with cancer and his career kind of slowing down, if you will. I don't know the timeline on that. Tombstone, I got to admit, his role as Doc Holliday was just phenomenal.
Still quote it every day. My favorite line is I got 2 guns, one for each of you.
Yeah. He really went into that role and he lost all that weight. I don't know if he was having health issues then, but
what also helps Tombstone, because Tombstone has some cheese factor to it, but it still works. And what makes it even more elevated is around that same time, Kevin Costner came out with that crappy Wyatt Earp movie where Dennis Quaid played Doc Holliday. And if you got to pick one or the other, it's Tombstone every time, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday was out of this world,
Nobody even knows what it means when he says, "I'll be your Huckleberry," but we're all like, that's a great line.
Yeah, it's just an unbelievable line. And he played a role with the tuberculosis, and that was key. And having to deal with that, I really felt like that was compared to Wyatt Earp. Bar-Lord, it was.
Let's just be honest and say that movie stinks. Okay.
Yeah, it was not very good compared to Tombstone. Not really. I'm not really sure why they released that at the exact same time, almost.
Something in the Air. I mean, was it even the same year? I mean, I remember them being very,
I
very
feel
close
like-
together.
Yeah, I feel like that too. So
Tombstone's
don't know.
93. And Wyatt Earp, the movie, not the person, 94. So it came out right after Tombstone.
And there were going to be the inevitable comparisons. Yeah, I'm
And
with you.
this is Kevin Costner in the era of like what Waterworld, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
I actually kind of like
Dances with
Waterworld.
Wolves was an Oscar darling, and then that dude just like went ham.
The Postman.
Yeah,
The problem was he didn't know how to edit a film.
No,
It
not
just
at all.
went too long. It's like, dude, I like the premise. It's not bad, but it's just going on too long. You gotta know when to stop.
Tombstone's got the cast, man, because we Val Kilmer, obviously, but we were talking about Sam Elliott earlier. Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Kurt Russell, like that whole cat. Powers Booth. That moment, he's like, well, bye. Like they're like, it's just such a great movie because of the performances. Like everybody in there is absolutely amazing. Michael Baine's in there. Like that movie's got is Michael Rooker in that too? Maybe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
he
great
is.
performances in Tombstone.
He is.
Yeah.
He's one of the posse members.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that movie that Kevin Costner just made? I watched it when it was streaming. That he spent all his own money on. It just came out recently.
I don't know. I stay away from Kevin Costner personally.
Jay, do you know what it is?
Only thing I've heard of recently with him.
Horizon. That's it, Marcus.
Horizon. Wow.
There's-
Okay, an American saga. He did do, wasn't he? Didn't he do Open Range? That movie's actually pretty good.
Open Range, I have not seen, I don't think.
That's a Robert Duvall one. I think somebody mentioned that in the chat earlier.
I mean,
know
don't
if
get me wrong. Horizons was okay, but it just felt very disjointed because it told two different stories from different perspectives, which sometimes works in film. For this one, it didn't really work. I don't know why. It wasn't great. It was worth watching, but it wasn't great.
You're right, Eddie. Billy Bob Thornton is in Tombstone. I always forget that he's in there too.
He is?
He's the heavy set guy that when he goes to attack Wyatt, I think, and he finds out Doc's his friend, so he backs down. Like
That
Wyatt
was Billy
slaps
Bob
him.
Thornton?
Yeah,
For some reason, I can't picture him.
because he's bigger.
Because he's bigger. Yeah, he's got some weight on in that movie.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, Marcus, I heard he lost. He financed it with his own money, and obviously it was not received the way he thought it was. I don't know. I watched what did I watch last night? I watched Jack Ryan, the one with what's his name? Captain
John
Kirk.
Krasinski?
What?
That's the
The
show.
one with Chris Pine?
Krasinski. You're talking about the one with Chris Pine.
Yes, the one with Chris Pine.
yeah.
Yes. That was okay. It wasn't too bad. And the female lead is the one from Pirates of the Caribbean. What was her name?
Keira Knightley? Is that who we were talking
Yes, Keira Knightley. Yeah, I don't know.
about? I
It's
almost
on
said
TV.
Natalie Portman light, because that's what I always think of her as, like the almost Natalie Portman.
That's right. She was the she played the double in
And
in
Phantom
Star
Menace.
Wars.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I remember that. All
They
right.
look very similar.
Yeah, they do. I mean, but
Now that the Corey throws out the quote, I can hear it now. Dog, I didn't know you were back in town.
so yeah, Tombstone
Sling
was
Blade's a
movie.
great movie, though, right? Like Sling Blade's a really good movie. Billy Bob Thornton, man. Haven't thought about him in a minute. Like Simple Plan's another good one with him.
So I'm a big fan of Westerns, through the years. Like Unforgiven was a great Western.
Unforgiven's one of the best Westerns ever. Magnificent Seven. Obviously, the Man with No Name trilogy. Once Upon a Time in the West. I would even consider No Country for Old Men a Western. It's kind of like a neo.
Silverado was a great one. Yeah, that was a great movie. That was, before Kevin Costner became a star. Yeah, I remember that one. That one was a fun, action-filled, just kind of, that was a great film. Danny Glover was in that, wasn't he? I think
he was. I
Danny
haven't
Glover.
seen Silverado since I was a kid.
Yeah, that was great. Charlton
Heston was in Tombstone.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Man,
That's right.
everybody's in Tombstone, man.
Yeah, that was a heck of a movie. All right, we're going to go to our last and final break. We'll get to the back issues when we come back. And then at the end, we'll do the giveaway. So hang out. We'll be right back.
The limit is the sky with no glass ceiling. But if the shoe fits, feel free to walk up in it. You can catch me in the sky with no flight attendants, or either in the coupe, but the roof is not attended. I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back. I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward. I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that. I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it. Rap hitting, I button up Benjamin. I'm not like them, my cloth was cut different. For those that are listening, please know that I never backpedal, nah, never that. I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back. I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward. I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that. I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it. I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too.
Hey, we're back. All right, so.
Hey, real quick, I just got confirmation. David Avallone's going to be on my show, PCP, Pop Culture Philosophers, on Friday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern, right before the original art experience. So join us to talk about Red Sonja Noir, Elvira, all kinds of cool stuff. A lot from Dynamite, a lot of work from Dynamite. David Avallone on PCP. That's going to be Friday evening. So everybody check us out.
So there you go. Friday night, it'll be Robbie and Dave Avallone. So be sure to check it out. So you guys are naming some great Western movies. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, of course. The Outlaw Josie Wales. That's when, that was when he started to become a serious actor, if you will.
I like Hateful Eight. I see some love out there for Hateful Eight. Young Guns is amazing. And how about some classics like High Noon and The Searchers? Those are great movies.
What was that one? Shane. That's an old one.
Yeah. I've never seen the Trinity movies, I don't think. Maybe when I was a kid when they would do all those, like, was it TBS would play Westerns all the time? They'd play James Bond all the time, right?
Yeah, Quigley Down Under was a good one, too. I agree. That was, who was in that? He just recently died. Snake. It was the actor who played Snape. He was in that. He was the bad guy.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah, that was a surprisingly good movie.
Rio Bravo's a great one. TJ, Fistful of Dollars, Mr. Nope. Yeah, there's some good ones.
Barloyd, 007 Days of Christmas Marathon.
Yeah, they would do that on like TNT or TBS, where they would like do 7 days of just Bond movies. But every time I would tune in, it'd be a Roger Moore one, man. 310 to Yuma, that's a good one.
310 to Yuma, yeah, that's a good one as well.
Well, I've never seen the original. I've only seen the remake with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, but I love that.
I've seen them both.
True Grit, both versions. Yeah. Both versions of True Grit.
Let's see. Quick and Dead. Yeah, that was who'd you say was the director on that?
Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi directed that one. Yeah.
That was an interesting watch. The camera angles and stuff, Yeah,
it had that Raimi kind of sheen to it, that luster, right? Like Blazing Saddles, that's a good one. That's a good one, Marcus. That's a good pick.
That I consider kind of different from what we're talking about because it's really a comedy.
Well, it's a Western parody, though, right?
Yeah, but it was like in the style of
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of have to compare it to other Mel Brooks movies.
Django Unchained, Three Amigos. Another. I don't know if this is a popular one, but a comedic Western I love is Shanghai Noon with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. I like that one.
So I just feel like Mel Brooks is in a class all by himself. So you can only really compare it to other Mel Brooks kind of movies, if you will.
Yeah, you can't even compare them to comedies because they're so elevated above your typical comedy.
He was so unique in using things like, the one scene where the music's playing and he rides past the band, playing the music in the desert. I mean, that was just unreal. Yeah, and weird. I was okay.
The sheriff say he's like, "Where are all the white women at?" or something like that. That movie is so fun and so relevant, I think, culturally. I really do. Yeah, oh my goodness. And Nope, Fievel Goes West. You're hitting my heartstrings right there. I love that movie, man. Marcus, get the Wild Wild West out of your. What are you talking about? Come on, man.
Yeah, Barlord, I would agree. Spaceballs was okay. It wasn't, but not one of my favorite. My favorite Mel Brooks is still got to be History of the World Part 1.
Oh, that's so good.
That was when I first saw that movie. It was just I couldn't stop laughing.
The Arthur when she's like, "Oh, you're a stand-up philosopher. Oh, I get it. You're a BS artist." My favorite is Young Frankenstein. I love Young Frankenstein. I think it's the best comedy of all time. I really do.
See, Corey,
but it's hard to find a Mel Brooks movie I don't like. Like even though like when I was a kid, I loved Spaceballs, right? I loved Robin Hood Men in Tights, but now as I've gotten older, it is like the original producers. It's Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, silent movie. I think is better than people realize it is. And he didn't direct this one, but he's in it. And he produced it, but To Be or Not to Be is one of the best Mel Brooks movies I've ever seen. Like, because it actually is a little bit more serious, but To Be or Not to Be is absolutely brilliant, in my opinion.
CJ, I love the Wild Wild West TV show. Another remake they ruined. God.
You didn't like the song, Wicked Wicked in the Wild Wild West. That movie's terrible, man.
Yeah, the original TV series was so cool.
CJ, you're right. Get Smart was a Mel Brooks TV show, and I love Get Smart. I used to watch that on Nick at Night. Awesome. I love Get Smart, well, and I actually like the movie with The Rock and Steve Carell.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. That remake was okay.
Yeah, I like that movie.
All right, let me finish the back issues, and then we will. All right, here we go. So next up, we got Secret Wars number 3. It's a Midtown Comics variant. It's 9.2. And I have this one for 10. Then
Preston, I didn't know To Be or Not to Be was a remake, but it's still a really good movie, I think.
All right. And then we have Astonishing X-Men number 6. It's a 6.5. It is a newsstand edition. And we have that one for 40. Then we have Black Panther number 15, first appearance of Salamander, 7.0. And we have that for 20.
Oh, this is very cool to have. Do we got Dan Neidlinger in the chat? Is that what Jay's saying?
I don't know.
I'm fairly positive that Dan is Dan Neidlinger. I'm fairly positive that's who that is.
Well, thank you for making this. This is one of my favorite things, Dan. Kudos to you.
All right. So then we have Fantasy Masterpieces Silver Surfer number 4. It's a 5.0. And we got it for 20.
Yep, reprint with that famous Silver Surfer Thor cover from what? Silver Surfer number 4, I believe.
Good one, Dan. All right. And then we have Avengers number 144. It's a 6.0. And we have that for 30. Then we have Batman number 89. It's 9.4 to 9.6. And we have this one for 30.
What is this? One of the first Punchline appearances, right? And you know she's going to be popping up in a movie sooner than later. Yeah, why are you doxing Dan, Jay?
All right. So then we got Deadpool number 1. It's 9.2. And we have this one for 20.
Not only is this an early Deadpool book, right? Circle Chase is a cool book. Not only is it sought after, it's also early Joe Madureira artwork. And that's worth the price of admission alone, in my opinion.
All right. So then we got Doctor Strange number 176. It's a 5.0. And we have this for $15.
Very cool. We got some nice, Bronze Age, I guess, stuff. Silver Age. No, that's a Silver Age book.
That's
right?
silver.
Yeah, that's silver. That's 12 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's early. That's awesome. Doctor Strange continued from what? Strange Tales? Is that what the numbering continued from?
That I'm not sure.
I think so.
All right. So then we got Star Slayer number 2. It's an 8.0. And we have that for 30.
Bro, I think this is the first time we've ever seen Pacific Comics here on this channel. So that's awesome. If only John were here to regale us of his journey through Pacific Comics. I bet he's got some fun stories there.
All right. Then we have the Ultimates 2, number 5. It's 9.4, and we have this for 10.
It's a great cover.
And then we have Spawn number 315. It's 9.4, and we have this for 10.
Greg Capullo, Golden Glory right there. Marcus, which one's the first Rocketeer? The Pacific Comics one? Which one? I'm curious. That's a big deal. First Rocketeer, that's a big deal. Dave Stevens, R.I.P.
All right. Then we have Spawn number 314. It's also a 9.4, and we have this one for 10.
Yo, can we flash back to that Pacific Comics then? Whatever that one was, that like Star Slayer, that's the first. Y'all tell me that's the first Rocketeer?
Let's take a look. Hold on. Let me pull it out.
It's got a Mike Grell cover. I see that. But if it's the first Rocketeer, that's a big deal. Somebody should be picking that one up. Dave Stevens' work is amazing.
Let me see. Where is it?
There you go, Make 2. Look how cool that is.
Yep, first Rocketeer.
That's awesome. Oh, it's a backup story. That's so cool. I have like the complete Adventures trade paperback that they did, so I've never read them issue by issue. But Dave Stevens or like Rocketeer stuff is absolutely amazing, and that's a good movie that gets underrepresented as a comic book movie.
There it is.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hey Jay, why is everything flipped? Is that weird?
It's not flipped for me.
Yeah, it's not flipped on my side.
It's flipped on my side. Isn't that weird?
You need to check your eyeglasses, man. You gotta get a new prescription.
or he's not mirrored on his side of StreamYard.
Yeah, I think that's what's up. Might have had something to do with the laptop.
Oh, you gotta change the setting, man. Yeah, there's a setting to change that.
Yeah,
Confuses
gonna have to wait for IT on that one.
This is a really dope book, a very significant comic here on the channel, y'all. Somebody should pick this one up.
All right. So then we got Venom number 7, the NYCC 2018 exclusive. It's a 9.2 limited edition of 3,000, and we've got it for $15.
If Rex is drinking tequila that flips his vision, I want to get a shot of that tequila.
I wish. I'd pay extra for that.
There's something else in that tequila. Trust me.
All right. Becky, you want Spawn 315? Gotcha, Becky.
Yeah, Ryan,
All
that
right.
Venom is great. You should pick it up. It's a great cover.
Then we got Spider-Man number 1. It's a 9.2. It is polybag, and it has a purple web. It's a 9.2, and we have this one for $25. And the polybag is sealed.
Nice. One of the most famous comic book covers of all time. Todd McFarlane's drawn this cover like at least 50 times for different issues, whether it be Spawn or Spider-Man or anything else. G.I. Joe. Right. There's a Snake Eyes that he did with this pose. Super cool.
All right. Then we have Something is Killing Children, number 10. Second print. It's 9.6, so 9.8, and we have that for $15. And then we have Nightwing number 81. It's 9.0, second print, and we have that one for $10.
That's a really
And
cool
then finally, we have the Umbrella Academy number 1. It's a 9.0, and we have that for $10.
Oh, that's freaking awesome. I love the Umbrella Academy. The show and the comic is returning for volume 4 finally.
All right, so let's do a quick Rex cap. I think we got enough time. All right, I'm going to read super fast. All right, here we go. If you haven't, you joined us late. The giveaway of the night is Edge of Spider-Verse number 3, 125 ratio by Ricky Yagawa. Hashtag is EXP Monday, all lowercase. Then we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, $40 retail or higher, and as always, we have for $5 for the group. Then we have the Dynamic Forces mystery box, 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed. Used to sell for $100. Now we're selling it for $85. 2 CGCs for $85, plus the sign, plus the exclusive, and the 10 back issues. Then we have Batman number 357 with Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65. All right, Becky will take Star Slayer too. You got it, Becky.
Great pickup, Becky. Such a great pickup.
All right, where I leave off. All right, then we have Thor number 1 with Daredevil cover sketch by Dan Nylinger. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt with Silver Surfer cover sketch by John Pleak. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65.
Hey, Rex, hang on just a second, please. Becky, you're saying I want the Spider-Man instead. Could you clarify that, please?
So you want Spider-Man number 1?
And instead of what? I guess.
Instead of Star Slayer, I assume.
Me personally, I would recommend the Star Slayer over the Spider-Man, but I think you should get both, Becky.
So let us know, Becky, which one you want. All right.
Way to upsell, Robbie. Way to upsell.
Well, you know, it keeps the show alive. keeps keeps us going.
All right,
But honestly, yeah, both of those are significant comics. But that Star Slayer #2, I didn't realize that was the first Rocketeer. That's pretty dope.
All right, so next up, Showcase number 22 with Green Lantern and cover sketch by Tony Scott. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it for $65. Then Crisis on Infinite Earths with DC Crisis Monitor cover sketch by Will Torres. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it for $65. If you buy a new one this week and an older one, we have priced at $40. I'll do 2 for $80.
It's a great deal.
If you buy 2 of the older ones, I'll do 2 for $70. All right, then we have Batman number 428 with Batgirl cover sketch by Tony Scott. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we've got it for $40. Then Superior Spider-Man with Rocket Raccoon cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40. Then Absolute Power number 1 with Batman cover sketch by Ken Hazer. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40. Then Batman Beyond with Batman Frank Miller homage cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40. Then Batman number 181 with Joker cover sketch by Dan Neilinger. Just at retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40 as well. Then Deadpool Team Up number 1 with Deadpool cover sketch by Will Torres. It's a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40. On to the ratios. Godzilla versus Fantastic Four number 1, 125 ratio by Iban Coelho. Got that for $8. G.I. Joe number 21, 110 ratio by Andy Kubert. Got that for $9. Then G.I. Joe number 21, 125, the foil variant by Hannigan and Jansen. And we got that for $20. Then gotcha, Becky. Then G.I. Joe number 21, it's the blank variant. And we have that for $3.99. Then Absolute Green Lantern number 1, 125 ratio by Martin Simmons. And we've got that for $17. You got it, Becky. Then Absolute Green Lantern number 1, 1/100 ratio by Janoy Lindsay. And we have that for $60. Then Absolute Green Lantern number 1, 150 ratio by Helena Marcellus. And we have that for $20. Then Absolute Green Lantern number 1, the blank variant. And we had that for $5.50. Then the back issues. Yeah, no problem, Becky. God of War, Fallen God number 1. And we have that for $15. It is a 9.0 to a 9.2. Secret Wars number 3. Midtown Comics variant. It's a 9.2. We had that for $10. Astonishing X-Men number 6. Newsstand edition. It's 6.5, and we have that for $40. Then Black Panther number 15. It's a 7.0, First Appearance of Salamander, and we had that for $20. Then Fantasy Masterpieces, Silver Surfer number 4. It's a 5.0, we had that for $20. Avengers number 144. It's a 6.0, and we have that for $30. And then Batman number 89. It is a 9.4 and 9.6, and we have that for $30. Then Deadpool number 1, it's 9.2, and we have that for $20. Doctor Strange number 176, it's a 5.0, we have that for $15. The Ultimates 2 number 5, it's a 9.4, and we have that for $10. And then Spawn number 314, it's 9.4, and we have that for $10. Then Venom number 7, it's the NYCC 2018 exclusive. limited edition of 2000. It's 9.2. We had that for 15. Then we got Spider-Man #1, Polybag in the Purple Web. It's 9.2. Had that for 25. Then we have Someone is Killing Children #10, second print, 9.6 to 9.8. Had that for 15. Have Nightwing #81. It's second print. It's 9.0. We had that for 10. Then finally, the Umbrella Academy. It's 9.0, and we have that one for 10. All right. So everyone's got their hashtag in. Crimson Terror, what's going on, buddy? I do not, TJ. All right. So here we go. Spin that wheel.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, here we go. TJ, congrats, bro.
TJ. Awesome.
Very cool. All right, so tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, right, Robbie?
That's right. We're talking about one of the worst movies ever of all time, Double Dragon.
Way to sell it, bud.
I really regret it. But when the worse the movie is, sometimes the better the conversation. So, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, should be a fun one. Really, really should be a fun one.
I'll be back Wednesday, and then Nick will have his art show on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Next week, starting on Monday, I expect 3 weeks worth of Dynamite books. So that's going to be, warning you ahead of time, Jay, it's going to be a lot of picks.
It's going to be a loaded show.
Kind of figured that.
Yeah.
Robbie, please tell me Joe or Jelani is on this show tonight.
Both are on the show, my friend.
God, I can't wait. I can't wait. But after you're done watching PCP movie night, come back to the experience at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, where they're going to be talking about crossovers they want to see.
Oh, cool.
Oh, the thumbnail gives me the first answer for me, man. Daredevil TMNT by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. How cool would that be, y'all?
Funny enough, that was actually Sean was in the chat this past Monday and suggested that, and that's the one he suggested. So
nice.
All right. So fingers crossed that this new laptop has solved the Comcast problem. Now watch Wednesday. It's going to go out every 5 minutes. But be sure to tune into Robbie's show and then come back here at what time was it again, Jay?
11 Eastern, 10 Central.
All right. And then I'll be back Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And other than that, Jay, anything else you want to announce, or?
Just fill out your form, folks. Help Amy out, and by helping Amy out, you save Rex. So let's make sure we fill the form out, okay?
Yes, please. So, let me see. Foot pressing, you're cracking me up. All right. So other than that, as always, thanks guys for spending your Monday with me and Robbie. Hopefully where you are, new laptop for the win. You're right, Mr. Nope. We'll see though. We'll see. Maybe we just got lucky, but it is raining outside. So I don't know. So maybe this has solved the problem. Let's hope. Yes, CJ, well said. Lorena, no problem. All right, everyone else, see you Wednesday. Have a great week. Robbie, have a good chill night. Have a good week. Jay, I will see you on Wednesday, my friend.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.